So here's the thing about the brilliant new healer's way of life in the shadows, or whatever the hell this show's called. I love it though. These names though, they all sound the same half the time. But the MC, Zenos, is such a great lead character because he doesn't come across as edgy, but to be honest, his actions do feel edgy. It's this weird blend because you can generally tell he's a good guy. I truly believe if a mother came in with their kid and, the kid was dying, he would take a penny to heal her. But at the end of the day, he also just doesn't want to be used. He wants, a return for his investment. Hey, I've been used to a life of not being paid for my services. So this man can come out feeling like a psycho in the most funny ways. Here's this knight who's all about justice. I want to have justice. I want to do justice-like things. And she's lost an arm and half of her torso. And this man can just dead-ass look at her and be like, oh yeah, that's a payday. I'm just here for the money. Like, the best part is what he said he came there to claim was for the money of letting her sleep in the bed in his downstairs clinic. And really what it is him coming there to save her so she doesn't die while, going down the path of justice. But you have to imagine, what does it feel like being someone, your arm is gone, half of your torso, you know you're gonna die because no other healer can do what he does, and she hadn't seen what he was capable of up to this point. And this man's just like, ooh, I can make some money off this. Now, is he as scummy as the American healthcare system? No, absolutely not. But you can't with a straight face tell me it's not hilarious to watch a man who can just look at all of these people continuously hurting themselves or getting themselves killed, and he's like, damn, Papa's gonna eat some nice Wagyu beef tonight. It's like, this dude's just fantastic. I love him. Of course, I got those full live reactions over on Patreon. You want to support my work, see my full thoughts on these episodes, it's gonna be over there exclusively. So I had a blast with this episode. Like, here's the thing. Would I claim this to be, like, if I'm looking at everything that makes an anime great, is this like a top 5 show of the season? No. But for pure enjoyment, I ain't gonna lie, this is one of the shows that I look forward to the most. And it is funny because, if you've been following my videos, I've been talking about how, like, anime in general looks like this. For the most part, it's characters standing still, mouth flaps, some basic animation. Yes, in the more intense scenes, usually the Sakuga, but it is very funny because while I get why people have issues with the beginning after the end, it's quite funny that the only time outrage is on how anime looks is if it's popular to be outraged, because truthfully, go look at episode 4 of that and go look at episode 4 of this. They both move about the same, but I don't think the anime community is ready for that discussion, but I digress. The thing is this show's fun. It's unapologetically fun. It's fast-paced. If you told me they probably cut out a bunch from the source material, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. And if you tell me this is a perfect adaptation, I would say also that makes sense. The author was just having fun. Doesn't beat around the bush, does it? Like, is there an emotional story technically for this knight? Yes. She lost her mother, she blames the slum, so in her mind, working for the government, to basically get rid of the slum bastards, makes total sense. In actuality, as we learned last week, the government's twisted as hell. It's funny though, because some people thought it was a little too overboard last week that, there's no way, like, a government would want to keep everyone poor and have conflict. And I just wanted to reach through the screen and be like, oh, my sweet summer child. This is literally like the American government without the mask. Because yes, the rich and powerful want you to be poor and fight amongst yourselves so they can profit. It's just, this show's a lot more honest than I was expecting for it to be. And it's just so fun watching a girl who ended last episode shoot her boy in the face. I knew he was going to be fine, mind you. But her being like, oh shit, I made a mistake. You're not who I was looking for, but I'm really happy I didn't kill you. Anyway, I thought we were going to keep the obliviousness and the idiotic nature of her going a lot longer than we ended up doing. But the thing about it is that I just absolutely love how insane this was. That she not only has to then learn who he is, she then has to then have her worldview shattered, but then she's like, no, I have to do justice. Like, justice is all about me. At one point in this episode, I think it's like in the first 5 minutes, she looks at her boy deadass and says, like, something along the lines of human trafficking's like only okay if it's government regulated. And I want to say, how could you be so like, how could you scream justice, like you're fighting for justice, and you're promoting that? But then I look at the fact of these countries out here who literally can't look in the own mirror and see what they're doing themselves. So to me, this show almost feels like just the most massive call out to saying, this is how so many in the real world operate, but people pretend like they're innocent. And I think that's just totally brilliant. And the humor of it's fun. Do I enjoy how much this ghost laughs? No, her laugh is absolutely obnoxious. But do I love her energy of being an absolute troll? Absolutely. And honestly, her addition was really nice this week. There's this very small moment. So, you know, of course, our girl Lily, she's like all jealous and embarrassed. And she got a little weird. Thankfully, our boy's like, I ain't getting thrown on to catch a predator, and puts her to bed. But I love the fact that he didn't know what was going on there. And rather than going what you typically see with these shows where it's like, oh, character's very clearly interested in MC, but MC embarrassed. And he's like, Nani? Well, anyway, no. Our ghost pal comes up to him and says she's jealous. Like, literally beats him over the head. And he's like, huh. Well, I don't want anything to do with that. That's such a refreshing change of pace from what you would expect a show like this to do. And when you combine it with his nonchalant, doesn't give a shit attitude, but generally feeling like a good guy, like he helps people, right? Those in need. But he wants a payment for it. Does it change the fact that when people are bleeding out or dying, or was it episode 3? It was either episode 2 or episode 3, where they were going to have, yeah, it was episode 3, because it was the whole gang war and race war, right? They literally were trying to kill themselves, and he's just sitting there like, if you do this, I'll heal you, but you're just going to owe me money. Buddy, like, best boyed so hard, he caused a race war over himself, and then just made profit off of it. Like, if you can't tell me that's not best boy energy, like, you and I have very different tastes. Is this the best produced show of the season? No. There's some good action animation, of course. But at the end of the day, it's very much an average looking anime. It has very sharp art, so it does help make it look better than it technically is, because not a lot actually moves, all things considered. But I very much enjoy the art direction. I love the VAs. Honestly, the VA casting for Zenos is so spot on. I feel like a lot of times you would have went with a deeper voice. This guy is so good. I really like what they're doing, and I had a great ass time. If anything, I think I'm enjoying this show more week after week. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think this is a masterpiece or like the best show I've seen all year, but for some reason it clicks with me in an entertainment way that has me so happy. And I don't know, it's just, it honestly reminds me of the enjoyment I had when I covered level 2 super cheat powers. It's like in that ballpark. It's a different type of show, but it's that type of enjoyment, if that makes sense. I don't know. I love the show. Let me know what you thought down below. What did you think? We're now 4 episodes in. Favorite character? You let me know. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Athmil, Catcall, Big Boy J, Cryptic, Blood iOS, Samantha, that random man, anime man, Paul Tar, and we also have Claire. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.